What's going on, goats? Welcome back to BooKoo Bucks. My name is Raymo, and today I'll be breaking down my trades on oil futures and GBP futures as well. Here is the first execution, which was my short on oil, which ended up being a losing trade. And then here is the other one, which ended up being a winner. Let's first go ahead and break down oil futures. Higher time frame is definitely still bearish, but for this specific analysis, I was mainly looking at the 15-minute time frame as I had spotted this very clean bearish range from this high down to this low right here. So right when London had opened, which was right here, I noticed that one price was up here in premium, and then if I zoom into a lower time frame such as the 5-minute, on the 5-minute I could see basically at the opening of Frankfurt, price took out the equal highs above Asia, and then price also gave a new low, which I was considering as a break of structure. So we see usually in distribution, price will take out the highs first, and then we'll see price make a new low. So seeing this happening in premium, I decided to look for shorting opportunities. I also went down to the M1 time frame and spotted that M1 structure was also bearish too. This was the M1 low down here to the M1 high, and then price made a lower low here. So if this is truly bearish structure, price should not break above this M1 high, which obviously looking back at it, it did. But in the moment, I was using this high down to this low, and I was pulling out the fib from swing high to swing low and looking for short opportunities up here in premium. And so you could do it several different ways. One, since price is in bearish structure, once price gets to premium, you can take a short off of a bearish engulfing candle, which will look something like this. And then you can put your stop loss above this high here. And then look for new lows, of course. In this case, I did not take my entry here because I did not like how wide my stop loss was. So I allowed price to play out a little bit more. And here, if you notice, price gave the bearish engulfing, but I also noticed that price gave a change of character here, where price made a new internal lower low. And also, as it did that, price gave another bearish engulfing candle with lots of volume. So this is where I actually shorted and then put my stop loss above this high here and shot for new lows. As you can see, the stop loss is relatively smaller compared to having a stop loss up here, which increases the overall RR. Unfortunately, price went on higher, stopped me out, and then continued to push on higher. So overall, my analysis was wrong. This ended up being accumulation rather than distribution. So in my opinion, I did follow my rules, but ultimately I was just on the wrong side of the market. We'll see what happens today. Potentially, price is just now willing to give us the reversal that we've been looking for a while. Just for example, for several weeks, price has been very, very bearish. Price even popped its head above here and continued to go bearish. So potentially, price is just now willing to go bullish now. And obviously, in the moment, I did not know that price was going to go bullish. So, in my opinion, this really wasn't a bad loss. I will point out that potentially I could have taken note on how price took out the lows, meaning here we can see when price took out these lows here, specifically this low, which I was classifying as a break of structure. We can see price gave a quick impulse to the downside, but also relatively gave a quick impulse back to the upside. Usually, if you have that big impulse down and impulse back up and away from that area, most likely it is going to be the manipulation rather than a true break of structure or a sign of weakness that price is going to go on lower. So unfortunately, I was just more so focused on the fact that price took out Asia's high and price was in premium and looking for the short opportunities. But in this case, it looks like it was the exact opposite. It was accumulation, price taking out these lows down here. This was manipulation to then push price on higher. So that was my losing trade on oil. Let's go ahead and break down GU or GBP futures now. So this one was relatively short-lived. On the higher time frame, I am still bullish. I won't break down the higher time frame too much, but in the moment, I noticed during London, price took out all these lows down here. Let's go ahead and draw that out, and then made a new high. So in this specific point in time, I was trying to follow what price was giving me, which looked like bullish structure in the moment. So I used the swing low up to swing high, wanted to see price come down to discount and then push on higher. As I go down to a lower time frame, we can actually see how price taps into this last order block or this last sell to buy move right to the tick. Meaning here, this is that last sell move that took out sell side liquidity before the bank spot down here before they bought. So I was monitoring this entire order block and watching how price reacted in this area. Ultimately, here, you can still use this specific market to analyze and figure out if you wanted to buy or short or just buy in or not. But me personally, I was looking at GU Forex as it is very simple or very similar, sorry, and gave me a better understanding of what I wanted to do. So here, this is the exact same price area. This is a swing low to swing high. You can see price still comes down here into discount. And then looking at structure, M1 would be from this high, structure high, down to this structure low. So ultimately, what I want to do is I want to see price break structure, give a pullback to discount, and then push on higher. But as I was watching this, I was starting to see price break above this internal high, which we can kind of classify as a change of character, or we could potentially even use this one as price broke above this high here. But me personally, I think I waited for price to break above this high as well. So seeing price break above multiple internal highs, my bad, change of character, I started to use this range from this low to this high from my fractal perspective. And then price came down. I think I took an entry off of this bullish candlestick and then had my stop loss underneath all the lows just in case price wanted to run some more liquidity. And that's basically how I caught this specific trade. I honestly didn't think price would reverse all the way back down. So I did secure some profits by moving my stop loss up in profit. I was honestly hoping that price would just give a pullback and then continue pushing on higher. Because again, I do have a bullish analysis overall on GU. And in this specific moment, it looked like London was still going bullish. Ultimately, it would have been best if I closed my entire position after price broke above this high. But to be honest, I didn't. I simply moved my stop loss a tad bit higher, trying to cover the loss that I took on oil futures. Price came back, stopped me out. And thankfully, I didn't have my stop loss to break even, or even for sure, definitely still not at the original position because I would have walked away with nothing or even walked away with the loss. So I definitely could have done better in terms of managing my trade because obviously I could have closed with more profits after price took out this high, but I did give it the chance to allow price to run on higher if it truly did, but unfortunately it did not. So ultimately, that was basically it for my trading day, just about a break even setup. Took that loss on oil and then caught this winner that took over the loss on oil. Hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, please drop them down below. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.